the Washington Capitals are doing just that. They have a point in 17 of the last 18 games, 6 straight wins at home, just 1 game through halfway point of the regular season. Neil, what have they been doing to go on this roll?
Well, Holtby's been playing out of his mind. I mean, they're getting great goaltending. I mean, he's been absolutely stellar. I think that he's probably, I don't want to say he's a young-sung hero, but he's been playing great. And they've been getting a lot of bounces. You know, you look at some of the percentages in terms of shooting and everything. I mean, it's been pretty lofty. But, you know, you have to give credit to Barry Trotz. Why he's not getting more talk about Jack Adams, Coach of the Year type stuff is really perplexing, because the biggest reason, or one of the biggest reasons why this team's doing so well, is Alex Ovechkin's defense has improved light years from what it was last season. And no one's talking about it. I mean, for years people have been writing about and talking about how bad his defense is. And we're in a season now that it's been great, but it's been probably the most underreported stories of the NHL season.
Well, Marissa, what have you seen from this Capitals team that you think that has helped them go on this run?
Besides just luck, maybe?
Besides, well, you make your own luck. Isn't that what the cliche is?
That's true. I mean, Ovechkin's been really good this year.
Yeah.
I mean, and to win, once you get on that streak where you win, you know, 1 or 2 games, I feel like you get into this momentum where you have a rhythm. Yeah. You have a rhythm with your team when everyone starts playing their part like a puzzle in a way where you can win 5, 6 in a row. You know, maybe it will be 7, 8, 9, 10. Forever, who knows? Don't ask Neil. Don't ask Neil.
Forever and ever.
I'm going to go on the under for forever.
You know why this is? Like, I don't cover Capitals, and so I have this optimism about these teams.
Got it. I've been in a lot of Game 7s where it's not ended the right way for the home teams.
I know, that's what it is.
Well, Dan, is it Holtby?
There's also a lot of secondary scoring they're getting that, you know, I feel like for the last 17 years we've set up here talking about secondary scoring, where they can get secondary scoring from, blah, blah, blah. I think this year they were the first team in the NHL to have 6 guys getting to double digits for goals. Eric Ferris having a great season.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got guys scoring goals on the top 3 lines, and you know, the Ovechkin's going to get his goals. That hasn't been a problem for him. But if they're going to get contributions from all these other guys, Johansson's still scoring.
They scored 5 goals one night. Backstrom and Ovechkin weren't even on the score sheet.
Well, yeah, you mentioned, that's interesting. You mentioned that, Neil and Dan, about the goals. Let me read you a quote here from Braden Holtby from Alex Pruitt's story. It says, "We're playing a style of game that gives us a good chance to win games every night. We're not trying to outscore teams 5-4 or 6-5. We're trying to win those 2-1 games, those 3-2 games, the ones that translate into playoff games a lot easier." Is that something that you believe it's going to last, or is that just player speak to you?
No, you look at historically teams that do well in 1-goal games do not do well in the playoffs at all. You're much better off running up the score, having that type of skill that you can not only run up the score but also keep the opponent from scoring. But again, I mean, this team is probably the most deep and the most balanced we've seen in quite a long time. Yeah. Especially, you know, you look at the blue line. Carlson should have been an all-star. Mike Green could conceivably be the most valuable player on this team. Matt Niskanen, great acquisition. You know, on that right side, they have a ton of talent on the blue line. And you have guys like Carl Alsner, talk about secondary scoring. I mean, he's scoring goals, something you haven't seen in a while. Right. And that was something that actually changed. Barry Trotz said, hey, you got to be involved in the play more. You have to change the way that you're playing. And it's been a total team buy-in. I mean, Barry Trotz has done an amazing job with this team top to bottom. There's not a single facet of this team that he hasn't had an impact on. And that, you know, that's obviously contributing to winning. So, look, you got to ride the wave while it happens. This team is good.